Yeah, on Saturday night, I went out with a friend and I had done lots and lots of yard work, lots of physical labor, and just kind of winding down a certain portion of my work year and feeling that old kind of thought of like, I'd love to have a glass of wine tonight.
Yeah.
And so we went to the local pub, which is really lovely, country pub. And so this had a glass of wine and we probably sat and talked for 3.5 hours. It was a really nice atmosphere. It wasn't really loud and it was just sort of a nice kind of summer evening. It was just easier, more fun to stay there than to come home after an hour or so. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have another glass. I'm going to have another glass of wine. Just one more. It'll be fine. It's just 2 glasses of wine. That used to be nothing for me. Not that I was even a big drinker, but 2 glasses of wine wasn't even on my radar as being any kind of a problem. I could do that. I could do that a couple of times a week. And it was just, and not to mention like Christmases and things like that, where at one point I counted that every day for 9 days in a row, I'd had some kind of alcohol. And, that was like, no wonder I felt the way I did. But I thought 2 glasses, that can't be really bad. I mean, I've metabolized so much. I've been working out, like, in the garden, weeding like crazy and slashing and mowing and gathering up green waste and filling the bins that I had to get full because there were green waste pickup was this morning. And I thought, I'll just make sure I eat lots of fat with it. So I got this prawn thing that's sizzling prawns in melted butter. And I ate lots of the melted butter and the prawns and everything to really cushion it. Yeah, massively hungover the next day. Still don't feel 100%. And it's 2 days later. So it's like, I just have to, if ever there was a incentive or if ever there was evidence proof that maybe one glass every now and then, but I can't do two anymore. I'm sad that I can't do two. I'm not really sad or I'd tap on it or something, but it's one of those kind of having to grow up moments
Uh,
where I think to myself, yeah, well, because the other thing that happened is this was Saturday night. I woke up at some point early Sunday morning with my mouth so dry that it was almost stuck together. I don't know if I had been mouth breathing or something, which I don't normally do when I sleep. And I was so dehydrated. It was like I was the Sahara Desert. And that was the alcohol. Even though I had had water before I went to bed, lots of water, I'd had a couple of aspirin just kind of to make sure that kind of preparing, try to give my body as much support as possible because I'd had those 2 whole glasses of wine. And they were responsible pour glasses too. They were 4 ounce. They were not those big glug, glug, glug with the big goblets that, we all have at the back of our cupboards that take like a third of a bottle of wine each. This is one of those pours where you go, wow, she's really being responsible when she pours it, a little line on the glass or something. And I will not forget that experience of waking up with my mouth, almost the inside of mouth glued together from dehydration. I will not forget that. That will be looming in my mind. So will I have, a glass of champagne around Christmas or something? I don't know. I might, but I will tell you it'll be one glass. It won't be two because I got things done yesterday. But yeah, I was aware that I was absolutely not firing on all cylinders. And I'm so used to firing on all cylinders now. I'm just so spoiled. I'm just so used to having tons and tons of energy. So I did get a few other things done in the garden and ran around and did some errands and things like that. But I was aware that I was still struggling a little bit. So that's, 48 hours later, almost 48 hours later, still feeling the effects. So that's your body keeping the score, as they say.